Corpbiz.
In recent years, software technologies have brought innovative changes to the healthcare sector. Monitoring, diagnosis, prevention, and treatment of disease or drug manufacturing are dependent on software technologies. So, hello friends, in this video, I will discuss about registration of software as a medical device in India. On 11th February 2020, the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India, widened the scope of medical devices that are regulated under the Drugs and Cosmetic Act of 1940 and Medical Devices Rule of 2017 by issuing a notification. In that notification, any software or app used for diagnosis, prevention, or monitoring of any disorder or disease is a part of or used in conjunction with a device or that is capable of or assist in the investigation of any psychological process are included in the meaning of medical device and thus regulated as drug under 1940 Act effectively from 1st April 2020. To be included in the meaning of drugs, this software as a medical device must be used for any of the following purpose. Firstly, diagnosis, monitoring, treatment, alleviation or assistance for any injury or disability. Secondly, the investigation, replacement or modification or support of the anatomy or any of the psychological process. Thirdly, supporting or sustaining life. Fourthly, disinfection of medical devices. Fifth, control of conception. Earlier, software as a medical device was limited to the context of clinical investigation and in relation to in vitro devices. With this inclusion, any software falling under the meaning of drugs as a medical device need to be registered as per the Drugs and Cosmetic Act of 1940. For the importation, manufacturing, sale or distribution in India, such registration are to be done by a drug regulatory authority or agency, that is Central Drug Standard Control Organization. Software to be termed as medical device must fulfill two very important criteria. Firstly, the intention of the manufacturer is to be used for a medical purpose. Secondly, meets the definition of medical device as provided under medical device rules. Now let's see how software as a medical device at the global level. Software technologies in the medical device field are accelerated worldwide due to the COVID-19 pandemic. In the whole world, there are three types of software related to a medical device, which are software in medical devices, that is SIMD, software as medical devices, that is SAMD, and software used in manufacturing or maintenance of a medical device. There are various software in the medical field as a medical device such as screening, diagnosis, monitoring and altering, etc. Healthcare agencies of the developed countries like the European Union, the United States, Canada and Australia have given defined regulation for such software uses as a medical device. Some of such countries have already developed guidelines and others are in process. Worldwide countries have accepted the harmonized international guideline for evaluating and approving software. Now let's see some of the important guidelines available for this software related to medical device. International Medical Device Regulator Forum, IMDRF Guidance for Classification, Quantity Management System, Cyber Security Assessment, Clinical Evaluation, European Medical Device Regulation have detailed information on these devices. MDCG Guidance on Qualification and Classification of it, CER/PER requirement, US FDA Guidance on Cyber Security, Clinical Evaluation and Registration requirement for different types of software. For example, Decision System, PACS, mobile applications, etc. Health Canada Guidance Document and Definition and Classification TGA's new regulation for software based medical device became effective from August 2020. The registration of this software as medical device in global market are handled by a case approach and requires close interaction with respective health agency for approval and licensing. Now, moving forward to basic steps that are to be followed for registration of these devices. First, determining whether the given software qualifies for software as a medical device or not. Second, classification of these devices based on the involvement of risk. Third, identification of applicable standards and data requirement by the respective health authority or agency. Fourth, generate the data as required by the concerned health agency or authority. Fifth, compilation of technical files as per the country's requirement. Sixth, submission and query resolution till approval. Seventh, post-approval lifecycle management. The term software as medical device is first defined by the International Medical Device Regulator Forum, that is IMDRF, as software that intends to be used for one or more medical purposes and perform these purposes without being part of any software medical device. This is a far more purposive definition due to the using words of medical purposes. Now let us know about the registration of software as medical device. According to Medical Device Amendment Rule 2020, manufacturers and importers of all medical devices in India must register their medical device by 1st October 2021. In order to obtain such registration, the manufacturers and importers of software relating to a medical device with the Central Standard Control Organization (CDSCO), a manufacturer or importer of medical devices is the one who can apply for the registration of such devices. For an importer to get registration, it is a prerequisite to have a wholesale drug license. However, CDSCO is currently permitting registration without such a license. After submission of the application for registration, a file number is generated which concludes that the registration process is completed. This file number is the registration number. This registration is dependent on the manufacturing site, meaning different registration numbers are granted for different manufacturing sites. There are certain regulatory processes that are required to be there for considering software as medical device. First, risk management system. Second, quality management system. Third, post-market surveillance system with PMCF. Fourth, clinical evaluation and clinical evaluation report. Fifth, all required technical documents. Now, let's see what are the objective of registration. The objective of Indian government behind imposing registration appears to be phase-wise regulation of medical devices. The prerequisite for getting registration is the existence of an ISO 13485 certificate, quality management system QMS for medical device, obtained from a certification body aggregated with the International Accreditation Forum or National Accreditation Board for certification. The manufacture of a software as medical devices. No safety or effectiveness data are required to be presented for obtaining registration. The Government of India intends to ensure that 1st October 2021 all medical devices sold in India must be manufactured where the quality management system meets the standard specified in ISO 13485 as certified by any aggregated certifying body. Moving forward to information required for registration. First, the details of the manufacturer including name, address, phone number, fax and email ID. Second, details of the site including name, address, email, ID, fax and contact number. Third, nature of activity. Fourth, category of device. Fifth, product description. Sixth, generic name and model number. Seventh, intended use. Eighth, source and material used for manufacturing. Ninth, dimension. 10th, shelf life. 11th, storage condition. 12th, brand name if the applicant has trademark registration. Now let's see what all documents are required. Firstly, that is ISO 13485 certification, certificate of foreign government for imported devices. Thirdly, free sale certificate for imported devices. Fourth, undertaking from the applicant stating that all information and documents provided are genuine and authentic. It's important to know that what are the consequences of non-registering a medical device. A medical device cannot be legally manufactured without registration. If there's a requirement for its registration, before marketing these software as medical device, its manufacturers and importers must obtain a registration. If a device is manufactured or imported into India for marketing purpose without valid registration, then it attracts penal action under the Drugs and Cosmetic Act 1940. Now let's see what can be the penalty in the case the applicant submits false information or documents. Then CDSCO may cancel the whole or a part of the registration by making it impossible to sell such software as medical devices in question in India. In the end, I would like to say that software as medical device is a newly added device under the Drugs and Cosmetic Act 1940 and medical device rules made thereunder due to the growth of technologies in the healthcare field. It is something which adds value to the medical field and it has its own medical purposes. It was added by the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare in February 2020. It is registered same as any other medical devices, so it is also included in the meaning of drugs in our country. That's it for the video. For more videos, like and subscribe our channel.